Hi, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the ANOKHI Uncensored Show. I'm your host, Raj Girn, the founder of the umbrella brand ANOKHI Life. Now that things are finally opening up again, we're being happily thrust back into communicating in person with everyone in our ecosystems, our loved ones, people at work, even people we pass on the streets, because it's been that long, right, guys? We're jumping at the chance to socialize in larger groups again with the warmer months upon us. So there couldn't be a more perfect time to circle back to taking care of ourselves again, especially after hibernating for so long with the COVID blues. One way that I've been doing this recently is by getting my skincare routine back on track. As you guys all know, I'm an all or nothing kind of woman. So I believe in working with the experts on every aspect of my life. And I talk about this all the time. You guys know this because I want to know the stats, the facts, and methodology around why I should do one thing over another. And that goes tenfold with the well-being of my skin because of the varied nature of South Asian skin. You guys know that this is long overdue, this conversation, and I couldn't be more excited to be having it. I'm coming to you today to talk about how to make the right choice in what skincare to subscribe to when looking for products based on hyaluronic acid, something that has become all the rage of late, but something that has conflicting messaging out there on the internet. So I wanted to make sure that if I do an episode like this for you all, I would want to bring in the big guns. So I did. Please welcome to the show the medical educator at SkinCeuticals Skincare, Selma Damen. Welcome to the show, Selma, and thanks for agreeing to come on to inform and educate my audience on stats, facts, and the benefits of one of the greatest breakthroughs in beauty in recent times. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you, Raj, for having me today. It's such a pleasure to me to be here with you.
Oh my gosh, it's such a pleasure. Trust me, the pleasure's more mine because I cannot wait to just kind of garner all the insights that we're going to talk about. So let's just jump right in, Salma. I want to start off by asking you about your role as a skincare expert. Can you share a bit of your journey so we can kind of contextualize, what we're going to be talking about today? Why did you decide that you wanted to become a skincare expert?
When I joined the L'Oreal group, I started with Vichy and Roger Gallet. Brands are available in your pharmacies. And then I joined the SkinCeuticals team. And with SkinCeuticals, I discovered science-based skincare products, but I discovered also the medical world, which I love working with today. So today I am a medical educator with SkinCeuticals. My main role is to assist, develop, and education programs adaptable to the Canadian market, but also to the Canadian needs.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I just feel that we are going to have an hour where everyone's going to get so many insights and benefits chatting with you, Salma. So I want to maybe ask you a couple of basic type questions, questions that, a lot of us in the public, may not be so familiar with the answers to. So let me ask you this one first. What are the benefits of a good skincare routine? Like, why do we need one? Can't we just wash our face and moisturize it and be done with it? Like, why do we need a good skincare routine?
That's such a good question. We often have that question about, I cleanse my skin, I don't need more, or like, I don't have any skin issue. Why using skincare? And the answer is as we look for our body health, for the overall health, skin is the largest organ in our body. So we must not forget that important organ that not only is always exposed, but also that needs that extra care. So why using skincare is to maintain the skin health, but also prevent skin damages. So that's why a good cleanser is essential. That's why the right products, depending on the skin concern, are essential to make sure to keep the skin health, but also prevent from further damages.
So there you have it, folks. You heard it right there. I mean, that's a lot of information that we don't often think about when we think about our skin. And we do have this as the largest organ in our body. We are constantly being exposed to, chemicals and environment and all kinds of things that are out there in our world today. So, educating ourselves on, what is right for our skin is really important. So I'm really happy that we're having this conversation, Selma. I want to ask you a question that is kind of a personal question, and because I'm at a certain age right now, and I think to myself, should I be changing some of the habits that I have, predicated on my age? So, what about age-specific requirements do people need to know about? Like, should there be, different skincare or different products that we should be thinking about when it's, comes to our age? Is there any insights that you can share with people with that?
Absolutely. So the age is one of the factors for when recommending or when choosing the right ingredients. So to make sure that those ingredients will help with the skin concern, but also are more adapted to the skin. How the skin is evolving because of the age. So the more we age, the more we know that the cell renewal is slower. So that means that we repel less what we're having in our skin, and the damages occur more and are more the appearance is more evident. So that's why for sure the age is an indicator to some ingredients that we must have or add in order to help the skin, but also because biologically skin has different needs depending on the skin, the age range. So for example, when the skin is younger, so the concerns are mainly more about hormonal changes, just because it's the phase that's, for example, for teenager, it's teenager deals more with acne and some more hormonal problems and skin problems, just because it's natural, they're going through this process, and so everything appears in our skin. So our health routines, our diet will appear on our skin. So our skin is kind of the mirror of our body.
So you just mentioned something that, is, begging another question for me, because there's so many different things that affect our skin, right, Salma?
Yes.
Like, what about mood? Like, does the mood that a person's in affect their skin? Like, have you seen anything around that people should know about?
Absolutely. So you know how we categorize, we always talk about two main and major skin triggers for it's either extrinsic or intrinsic. So extrinsic means that it's more relative to the environment. So as UV rays, pollution, infrared, intrinsic, it's more related to what is happening inside our body. So it's either diet, stress, which is mood also, and habits, or even sometimes it goes more to genetic.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's very important to be aware of that. Mood definitely has an effect on our skin health and the skin appearance. So a good sleep will help, as a bad mood will affect more the skin health by exposing skin to more free radicals, which means more damages that will be appear in our skin.
Wow. Guys, if you're just joining us, I am in conversation with Selma Damen, who is the medical educator at SkinCeuticals Skincare. We are having a really interesting conversation about understanding our skin and the relationship with the environment, our relationship with, our mood, and, how we show up, emotionally as well. Like you don't think that all of these things would affect you, which is why I think it's really important that we truly do understand that there is a lot to consider when we're thinking about the kind of products that we're putting on our skin. And I cannot wait to dive into talking about SkinCeuticals, because I just started using this, and and I don't want to talk to you guys more about that until a little later on. I have a question that I feel that is really important that I know a lot of people would want answered, Selma, and that is like, if we go to visit our esthetician and we go for a consult about our skin, what is it that we should be, sharing with them, or maybe expecting them to do for us, as far as our skincare health and or routine is concerned?
First of all, when you go see your esthetician, it's like when you go see your accountant or your lawyer or your doctor, you need to be very transparent with what you are using, what are your concerns, but also what are your targets and what you wanna, what the results are you looking for. So for example, when you see your esthetician, it's very important to notice and tell if you're taking any medication. So of course that can lead to some like skin issues or dryness, for example, so that your esthetician will know what you're having, or if you have like any specific health problem. If you are pregnant or not, for example, for women. Also, it's very important to tell your esthetician what are you using currently, so that she can help you to complete your routine or adjust your routine if this routine is not ideal, for example. Also, what is important is to set your goal and be clear with your concerns. So don't expect your esthetician to tell you everything, because sometimes, and I experienced that so many times, is we can see some problems, for example, or some concerns on your skin, but those concerns cannot affect you, for example. So for example, I already like one time I was recommending a routine for pigmentation, because I was seeing dark spots and I was seeing some hyperpigmentation, but the patient was more concerned about wrinkles, but I wasn't seeing any, like deep wrinkles. So we see how it can be different. So it's always important to address your concerns and to speak about it, so it can be your esthetician's priority to address those concerns.
Right.
Also, your lifestyle. That is very, very important. So if you're someone that loves being outside, that maybe like practice sports or something, it's very important to share that information with your esthetician, so she will know, or he will know, what products to recommend and also what ingredients to avoid.
So important, Salma. You are sharing everything that I feel people, oftentimes don't realize that they need to think about when they're thinking about their skincare, and some of the things that maybe they should be sharing with the experts so that they get a real accurate diagnosis of what it is that they should be doing and considering for their individual case. So I want to ask you this. Can you dispel some myths around skincare that are commonly believed to be there, but they couldn't be farther from the truth? Could you share a couple?
A lot. We hear a lot.
Let's do it. Let's
do it. So, oh my God, I'm thinking about a lot. So just need to filter that. So for example, for about ingredients and concentration. So sometimes people or patients will think that the higher the concentration, the better the results. Or sometimes it's only having one ingredient, which is not true. Always look for synergy of ingredients, but also always look for where is the right amount of concentration that is suitable for you, for your skin type, but also there is really effective ones on the skin. Other myths are more related to about sun exposure, for example, and myths around using sunscreen, chemical versus versus organic. So we have a lot of questions and myth around those the sunscreens, that can be like another topic for us, Raj, because it's a huge topic to talk about.
So we'll have to have you come on just to have that conversation, because it's important, right?
Absolutely, it's very, very important to know. Again, it's it can goes from like some few misunderstanding to some big myths. For example, one that I heard is if you use retinol, it will thinner your skin, which is, but with science, we discovered that retinol does the inverse, it does the opposite. So it thickens your skin,
Right.
you know? So it's, again, it's a lot of either misleading information or marketing claims that cannot be that are not backed by science and evidence, that are more, again, like more for marketing, and unfortunately not correct.
Right. And that's such an important point that you just made there, Selma. I really want everyone that is watching and listening to this to really pay heed to that. You know, marketing messages are out there for a specific reason, and that is to, you know, sell products. What we're doing here is we are talking about, you know, the facts, the myth busting, and, you know, what the true uses are of different types of products. And that's why I wanted Salma on today, because Selma, you are a medical educator at SkinCeuticals. We've already been, you know, talking about that a little bit, but I want to kind of deep dive it because I really love this product, and I want the viewers and the audience to really understand, you know, what the point of difference is and really what this product is all about. It is a skincare company that puts medical grade hyaluronic acid at the center of its products, guys. So what I want to ask first of all is, what's the benefit of this for your skin, for anyone that doesn't know? Because we've all heard about this, but nobody fully really knows, because as you mentioned, there's so many marketing messages out there, so you don't always know kind of what's going on. So I want to hear it from you. What is the benefit of hyaluronic acid and SkinCeuticals and their use of it?
Hyaluronic acid, it's natural body components that we find in our skin that maintains the skin hydrated and maintains the skin moisture. With age, we start producing less of hyaluronic acid, but also destroying the hyaluronic acid accumulation. So using a topical hyaluronic acid will help to maintain the skin hydration. And we know that hyaluronic acid, it's a natural humector that is capable of holding up to 1,000 times its own weight on water. So that's why we look for this ingredient when we think about hydration. So one of the myths that we found in the industry, for example, is that hyaluronic acid can be absorbed into the skin, which is not true. So because the molecule is so dense, the weight of the molecule is so large that it can't be absorbed by the skin. So marketing, marketing is a very funny thing, because they're capable of selling everything, you know. And we often hear encapsulated hyaluronic acid or like fragmented hyaluronic acid, so that people or consumer will think that, oh, so it means that this hyaluronic acid is capable of going through my skin pores. But the truth is no. Even the nano-sized molecules of hyaluronic acid are not capable of going through the skin, through the epidermis, just because even at that size, the weight of the molecule is so big and large. It doesn't respect the measurement. So that's why we inject hyaluronic acid, you know?
Got it.
That's why we have fillers.
Yeah.
Because a topical hyaluronic acid cannot do that. But topical hyaluronic acid is capable of maintaining the skin hydration, giving that plumbing effect on the skin and that long-lasting hydration. That's why we love using hyaluronic acid in our products. So what is interesting with SkinCeuticals is that, you know, that we are a medical grade brand and we are always backed by science. So in our portfolio, we do have serums that contain hyaluronic acid. So for example, let me share.
Oh, product time.
Did you use the HA intensifier?
Can I tell you something? Are you kidding me? I love this.
Oh,
So tell it. Can we share a little bit about this for people?
absolutely. If I can drink HA intensifier, I will do that. Like I can replace my coffee, and God knows how I love my coffee. So this is the texture of our HA intensifier. It's the highest. So HA intensifier contains the highest concentration of hyaluronic acid in our products. It's a 1.3% of concentration. And so this 1.3% is capable of maintaining the skin hydration, right? What is interesting with our HA intensifier, and we have publications about these products, clinical studies about the HA intensifiers, is that we have two key ingredients that are amazing and that work together. Remember, synergy of ingredients in order to increase our natural skin content of hyaluronic acid. So the first ingredient is Proxylane. So write that down. It's a patented L'Oreal molecule. So that was developed by L'Oreal, and it took 15 years of research to have this molecule.
Wow.
So what Proxylane does is that Proxylane stimulates what we call the GAG. So it's the glycoaminoglycan, where we find hyaluronic acid, elastin, collagen, in our skin. So what it does is that it stimulates our own skin to produce more hyaluronic acid,
Right.
And this is amazing because we know, again, that hyaluronic acid topically used cannot be absorbed by the skin, but Proxylane is capable of going through the skin pores and go stimulate our own natural production of hyaluronic acid. And that is not all of the story. So we do have two other ingredients that, we combine together, which is the purple rice extract with root extracts that are capable of slowing down the hyaluronidase activity. I'm sorry, I'm going very technical here. So what is hyaluronidase?
People like this stuff, Selma. We want to know what's going on our skin.
So let me explain that in that case.
Let's do it.
So the hyaluronidase are natural enzymes that are found in our skin that are responsible of degrading, so breaking our natural hyaluronic acid. The amazing results that we have with HA intensifier after only 4 weeks of using it, we increase the skin natural content of hyaluronic acid by 30%.
Wow.
30% without any injection.
Oh my gosh. That is incredible.
HA intensifier, it's one of my favorite clinical study and publication, just because of the science behind it and how teamwork makes the dream work. So this is how it works with HA intensifier.
I love everything about the way that you explained that and just kind of really broke it down. Even if you don't have any understanding or minimal understanding about skincare and just how things work to benefit your skin, you're getting it right here, guys. We are having that conversation that we, always wish we had. And rather than listening to marketers, we're listening from the science side. And that's what was key for me to have this discussion. I want to ask you this, Selma. What's the difference between medical grade and over-the-counter options? Just so we can, really demystify that.
Raj, you just said it. So, science takes time, takes resources, and takes brains, but not brains only, on putting together ingredients, but also on doing the research, and the developments. It takes time. And compared to marketing that, we can plan a lunch in 2 days, if we have the resources for that. So it's to do the difference between that, and that's how SkinCeuticals, this is how we position ourselves, but also how why the doctors loves working with us. We are a medical brand that is backed by science, that was found by a scientist.
Can you share that story a little bit for us, Selma, for anyone that's just joining us?
I love the story about SkinCeuticals. I'm very glad that I'm capable of sharing that. I'm able today to share that with you. Thank you for the question, Raj. Dr. Pinel was a scientist, a researcher, was also a professional dermatologist, very well known and respected by his peers, but also by his students and all people that worked with him. But also Dr. Pinel, as so many of the great persons, and great leaders, he was inspired by his wife. So Dr. Pinel once was watching his wife preparing for an apple pie. And while his wife were preparing for the apple pie, she was cutting, the apple into pieces, pouring those pieces in the water, and then preparing the pie. So he asked her, why are you pouring, the apple slices in the water? So she answered, just because I added lemon in the water so that my apple slice will not turn brown, so will not oxidize. And Dr. Pinel had his aha moment, the little lights that just lighten up, saying and thinking, so if the lemon, which is, it's a great source of vitamin C, is capable of slowing down and preventing from the oxidation in apples, what vitamin C can do to the skin, And at that time, and we're talking about like 1989, Dr. Pinel, vitamin C was not a topic for topical use. Like no one had even thought about vitamin C for topical use. So Dr. Pinel is the first scientist that discovered vitamin C for topical use. And he did so many research and studies about vitamin C that today leads us to SkinCeuticals. But before even the founding of SkinCeuticals of 1994, Dr. Pinel discovered the Duke parameters. So what are the Duke parameters? Is the criteria that a vitamin C serum should follow in order to be really absorbed and used by the skin and be efficient on your skin. So are you ready to hear these Duke parameters? And this is so important when you look for your antioxidants.
Okay, share.
Okay, so the first one is pure vitamin C, the L-ascorbic vitamin C. So L-ascorbic. The other derivative of vitamin C, when used topically, are not converted by the skin, means that they're not bioavailable to your skin. So for example, if you use another derivative of vitamin C, your skin won't recognize it, so won't use it. That's why you need to look to a pure vitamin C, which is L-ascorbic acid. That's the first criteria. The second one is the pH of the solution. So your serum, your pH should be lower than 3.5. So when you look for a vitamin C product, look for a water-based serum vitamin C and not a cream. Again, if you want your skin to absorb and use a vitamin C, and you should have pure L-ascorbic acid. So pure vitamin C, which is L-ascorbic acid. And the third criteria is that the vitamin C should be concentrated between a 10 to a 20%. So less than 10% is not effective on the skin. Higher than 20% can cause reactions to the skin. So the right range of concentration is between 10 to 20%. And those three together, it's what we call the Duke parameters, because Dr. Pinel registered those parameters as the Duke University. He was a professor at the Duke University and did a lot of research there. And from that, he created SkinCeuticals because he was able to formulate the first vitamin C serum that was able to prevent skin from into oxidative stress and environmental damages that we know as UV rays, pollution, infrared, that damage the skin.
Wow. That is incredible. I got to ask you this, Salma, just to kind of encapsulate it for everyone so that they're very clear on this. What's the point of difference between SkinCeuticals and other options available to the consumer so that, it's unequivocal for everyone that's listening and watching this?
It's science. It's medical grade products, but it's science. Again, with SkinCeuticals, we have more than 200 clinical studies, more than 30 publications. So what a publication means is that the clinical study was published in an independent medical journal like which is like the equivalent to the New York Times, for example, for
Okay.
like editors. So there is publicated in a medical journal that is respected, and that means that this clinical study was reviewed by experts in the industry, and that they found that this medical that clinical study has something to add to the medical field. So
Right.
we have three publication, which is I like, please share me with me a brand that that has 30 publication, which is not a marketing action. So let's be clear on that.
Mhm.
It's independent. So, so that's very important to look into the science, into the transparency of the brand, the ingredients, the quality of the ingredients, but also the quality of testing. So for example,
Mhm.
with SkinCeuticals, we do in vivo testing. Means we don't test on cadavers, or we don't test, like on synthetic skin. We always test the final solution. So the final formulation, like in human, like in people, in subject that they test the product. But also what we do is we take punch biopsies and look for biomarkers in the skin to see how the products, how the formulation was capable and able to help the skin and improve the skin. So we look for example, enzymes expressions, for those like DNA mutations and others that are capable, that helps us to prove the efficacy of the products, but also understand what happens in the skin when we are using those products. And the other thing is we have we test uh, and we share only average results. So we're very transparent, but also it's related to, the population. It's related to
Mhm.
everyone. So not everyone would react or get the benefits as faster from using the products compared to others. So we don't share the best results. We always only share the average results, so it can be more realistic. And also when we do our testing, we test only the products that we want to prove the efficacy. And let me explain that. As again,
Yeah.
that's the point of difference between a medical brand and like marketing promoters.
Yeah.
So when we do our testing and when we share the efficacy of the products, that means that we only use that product alone with a cleanser and a sun protection. We don't use other products in the routine, or like even other treatments or lasers. And believe me, look into that when you see some claims. You see the little star near the claim, and when you
Yes.
read, like it's written very very small. So please be careful when you read the claims to make sure that's
Mhm.
how, it's based on what.
Such an important point, Selma. I would like to ask you to encapsulate things for us now, because, we've shared a lot of information, and I just want people to really get kind of the statement that they need to get out of this. What's the overarching problem that SkinCeuticals solves?
It's we we have like a range of portfolio and products depending on not only your skin concern but also your skin type. And with SkinCeuticals, we have what we call our 3 pillars, which is the prevent, protect, and correct. So we prevent the skin damages, by preventing from free radical damages by using a vitamin C serum. Then we protect the skin using sun protection. So we have a portfolio of sun protection, and we correct the skin depending on the skin need. So the concerns, if I had to wrap up that, I will say for photo aging. So because 90% of aging is caused by environments and the UV. So we treat a lot of the photo aging, but also we do a lot of prevention.
Gosh. Oh my gosh, guys. See, like, for those of you, like that first question that I asked off the top of this conversation that I was having with Selma is, why can't you just wash your face and moisturize it? You just got a big answer. Like our entire conversation has been answering that question for you guys, and it's been answering it for me. I got to ask you this, Selma, how well served are the SkinCeuticals products to South Asian skin? Tell us a little bit about that.
So, when we do, remember, like our testing and that we do on the clinical studies, we all will test on all phenotypes. So first, our products are suitable for all skin types, but also for all skin phenotypes.
Okay.
So, but also for South Asian skin, we know that the concerns are that do they like we have like some particular concerns as hyperpigmentation, for example.
Yes.
The skin is oilier, so more oil on the skin. So those concerns, with SkinCeuticals, we're able of answering those concerns and addressing them, recommending the right ingredients and the right products.
So that's the magic right there. And that's what I love, because like, can you see like halfway through the conversation, Selma, I'm already starting to get my oily skin. It's like I need a break to just, put my powder on. This is a real thing, guys. I mean, you guys know this, it's a real thing, these things that we deal with, like, the pigmentation issues, the combination skin, because I have like too dry in certain areas, too oily in other areas, and trying to figure out how you can, have multiple products to solve that problem. It's such a breath of fresh air for me personally, and I know that I speak on behalf of so many people that are listening and watching this, to have maybe one, perhaps 2 products that can serve all of that is very difficult to accomplish today, but you're hearing it. It's possible right here. So let me ask you this question, because I know that I don't want to leave out our men audience. Can men use these products also, Selma?
Absolutely, absolutely. So again, part of our testing, we test on men and women. So absolutely, they can use all of our products. So we will direct our men patients depending on, again, their skin type, but also the skin concern. So really, when we see, the base of a good recommendation, it's what is your skin type and what is your skin concern.
Okay, so that's it. That's what you need to know, guys. Doesn't matter if you're male, female, none of that matters. Doesn't matter what your skin color is. These are the 2 things that you need to consider. Can you say them again, Selma? What are those 2 things again?
So it's your skin type and your skin concern.
There you go.
What you want to treat in your skin.
So let me ask you this. Is there an age that you start these products?
Honestly, it's when you're concerned about, again, like a skin concern. So either it can start very, very early, with teenagers, like dealing, like even younger, dealing with acne, with like oily skin.
Yeah.
Or it can you can start even with hydration, like even for someone that is young, you can start by hydration, but always remember your sunscreen. Your sunscreen,
Yes.
please, please. That's your, I mean, if you have to keep one product in your routine, one product in your pocket, it's not even a product, it's your protection, you know.
Hmm.
You should be using your sunscreen every day, no matter what.
Okay. Are there any contraindications to using products that have hyaluronic acid? Like, what do people need to know?
For hyaluronic acid, no contradiction, but we do have some specific recommendation when using hyaluronic acid. So for example, look for the concentration. So we know that's higher than 2%. I mean, you won't get the benefits from hyaluronic acid just because it's a so higher concentration, and hyaluronic acid is an humectant. So instead of attracting water to your skin, it can attract your water from your skin. So that's why concentration is not, again, like the rule of higher the better. It's not the case, not in the skincare industry. Okay. The
Okay.
other key important thing with when choosing hyaluronic acid, it's what other benefits from your products you're having, you know. For example, like we saw with HR intensifier, you can get hydration, yes, with hyaluronic acid, but also you do have other products that work more on correcting, you know, fine lines and wrinkles, because we're able of increasing the skin natural hyaluronic acid. We do have, for example, like other products that's, for example, phytocorrective gel, which is like a hyaluronic acid based serum that also is made to calm and soothe irritated skin, you know.
Hmm.
So what look for the other benefits of your formulation. I always recommend to, when using hyaluronic acid products, to sell that product. If it's a serum, it's a serum based hyaluronic acid, sell it, I mean seal that with a, a cream, you know, like a
Okay.
moisturizing cream. So again, hyaluronic acid will attract all the moisture in your cream to maintain your skin hydrated. So yes, it's more, you know, it's not like wrong ways to use it. It's more how you can benefit the more from using your hyaluronic acid products. So use them also, like let's say for example, when you are in the shower, you know, taking a bath, use hyaluronic acid serum, or like put a lot, you know, like as a mask, or even if you have a hyaluronic acid mask, use it in your shower in like humidity area, you know, or room, so that you will attract hydration to your skin, for example, you know. So yes.
So you just mentioned something there that is, you know, warranting another question that's coming into my mind. You talked about humidity just now. I want to ask you this because we are into kind of the thick of summer right now, right? And we're opening up from lockdown. I want to ask you, what are the most important things that everyone needs to know about regarding skincare during the summer months?
So during summer months, it's very important to protect your skin,
Mm-hmm.
again, with your sunscreen. Protect your skin from the UV damages, because we're more exposed, because we like to spend time more outside, you know, and we have like more outdoor activities. Second thing, always make sure that you have a good hydrator, you know, a good moisturizer in your routine, because of the humidity, but also, you know, because of the heat, we lose hydration. So very important to keep your skin hydrated. And again, like your cream or your serum can be suitable for your oily, even acne skin. That we have like serums and creams that doesn't contain any oil, and that are suitable for even like oily acne skin prone.
Mm-hmm.
And the key products, and you know, like the key thing to know and have during summertime is always, again, use your vitamin C serum. So your vitamin C
Mm-hmm.
will help to boost your skin protection by preventing from the oxidative stress, so the damages that are caused by the environment aggressors as of UV, pollution, and infrared.
So, for anyone that hasn't yet tried any of the SkinCeutical products, What's the first product that you recommend a new user should try and why?
I'll say vitamin C. So we are the notoriety on vitamin C. Again, Dr. Sheldon Pinnell is
Yeah.
the founder of vitamin C for topical use, and he did so many great and large amount of research that shouldn't be wasted, So our vitamin C serum are well formulated, responding to the skin needs, but also making your skin more, helping your skin to have more defense and being able more to prevent skin damages. So I would recommend vitamin C. But like I have so many, like favorite products that it can be other, but definitely try SkinCeuticals vitamin C because they are the best. And
Oh
I
my
can say
gosh.
that with,
Well,
loud and clear.
you can say it with the science backing it, right?
Absolutely, absolutely, and we have so many clinical studies about all of our vitamin C products and formulations. So yes.
So when using the product, Selma, what order and routine should they be used in and why? Because that's also another thing. We don't know what we're doing half the time with the different products. Like which one should go on first, second, and last? Talk to me a little bit about that.
So always prepare your skin, and how you prepare your skin is by cleansing your skin. So have a proper cleanser in your routine. So the texture, it will depend on your preference, but also on your skin type. So we recommend more like a creamy base for someone that has more dry skin or sensitive reactive skin. And we recommend more of like a gel like water base for someone that has more, of an normal oily to acne skin. So that first, we recommend, so let's dress like an ideal routine, right?
Okay. Okay. Yeah, because the routines are going to be different, right? Depending on
Absolutely.
everyone. Okay.
Absolutely. So the second will be to apply your toner. So your toner will make sure when you use your toner is that you remove all the excess of pollution, dirt that is accumulated on your skin, but also depending on the formulation of your toner, you will balance the pH of your skin, but also deposit some of the ingredients that you have on your toner. So for example, if you have a toner that contains alpha or beta hydroxy acid, so you will deposit some of those active ingredients that will help with the skin exfoliation, for example. So again, look in your toner and see what it can offer more than just toning your skin.
Okay.
And then use your vitamin C. So in the morning, always use your vitamin C, and your vitamin C serum should be applied first step after the cleansing step.
Okay.
So use your vitamin C serum, 4 to 5 drops, face, neck, and chest. Always remember that. So your neck and chest is part of, it's the continuity of your face, And
Right.
sometimes we just focus on the face and we forgot those parts and even the hands. And those parts can, can show you real age, even if you try to cover it, or like if you have like any aesthetic procedures, you should always think about your neck and your chest.
That
So
is
then,
that's important.
yes. So after your vitamin C serum, then use your corrective product. So depending on your skin type, again, remember, depending on your concern, use the right serum for you and the right cream to hydrate your skin. So always have a serum and a cream, so the serum will go deeper, address more concerns, and help up to the dermis of your skin, and your cream, that's what will seal the hydration, but also make sure to add more benefits to your skin. And then use your sunscreen. So that's the key. Sunscreen, that's what will protect your skin from, again, all the environmental aggressors.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. If you guys aren't doing all of that, then you know why now you need to do each one of those steps. I
Yeah.
want to ask you something because I saw you doing this a little earlier on, and it might be a question that people have. There's a certain way that you were applying the products when you were showing them. How should someone apply the products? Okay, I saw you kind of like doing this thing with the, yeah, can you explain that?
So depending on the texture,
Yeah.
So always, when you apply your product, accept the rules of vitamin C that should be always applied first. Go depending on the texture. So from the thinnest to the thickest. So that's the step. So because the skin will absorb more like a thinner formulation than a thicker for formulation. So you don't want to block the absorption of your skin.
Right.
And again, depending on the texture, you will know how many drops or the quantity that you will have to use. We recommend to, so my personal tip is to use, your fingertips.
Yeah.
That is the part that absorbs less. So it means that you won't lose your product. So I was applying here just to show you, but ideally it will be on your fingertips. So you won't lose your product and it will all go into your face, neck, and chest, for example.
So, when using the SkinCeuticals range, whether it be one product or a combination of them, what results are realistic for them to expect? And is there kind of a rough estimate on how long they should be using the product to expect those results?
So we usually, again, when we do our clinical testing, we always share only the average results, but all the claims that we share about the product efficacy and the result that the patients should experience, and have from using the products are realistic.
Okay.
But adding to that, we need to take into consideration at least 4 weeks to have like a proper, cycle, cell renewal. But also we need to take into consideration the lifestyle. So for someone, for example, that is using a proper routine, like SkinCeuticals routine, but that is, like all the time exposed to UV rays, like spending the days out. So of course we have more damages. So always be realistic, but also has this, like thinking of how can I prevent from more damages by avoiding sun exposure, for example, stress, having a good diet. But when using the products, you should expect results depending on the claim that you will have with your product. And usually it starts from, let's say, like 4 weeks after use. But sometimes we do even
Okay.
have results way before. But to be realistic, starting from 4 weeks.
Okay, so you heard it right here, folks. Oh my gosh, we are getting ready to close out the show. Salma, there is like so much information that you shared with us. It's just, I'm like gobsmacked because there's so much that I thought that I knew that I obviously didn't know. And I know that a lot of people listening in and watching this are going to have that same reaction. So I want to ask you this. As we get ready to close off, what's your recommendation to someone who wishes to get a full routine of SkinCeuticals products?
Always make sure to follow the 3 rules of prevent, protect, and correct. As when you treat a health problem, we need to prevent from further damages, and we prevent using the right vitamin C serums that is suitable to our skin type, but also will address our skin concerns and help to address those concerns. Always protect from further damages that are happening with sun because of sun exposure. And remember, 90% of aging is related to environment aggressors. So it's related to, and especially UV damages.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to prevent wrinkles, hyperpigmentation, skin texture, make sure that you're protecting your skin. And the third pillar, or the third criteria that you should make sure to follow, is choosing the right corrective ingredients and products that will be able to treat your skin and address your concerns. So usually we have some key ingredients that are more universal to everyone, such
Yeah.
as retinol, such as hyaluronic acid, such as glycolic, salicylic acids. But of course, look for varies for the ingredients and the products that are more suitable to your skin type and skin concern.
Right. Where can people purchase the products? Where do we send them?
So if you don't know your near clinic that has SkinCeuticals, I recommend to go on SkinCeuticals.ca and to look in the browser to find the near clinic that has SkinCeuticals. So I highly suggest you to visit that clinic, have your consultation with the skin experts, and make sure to have the proper routine that will address your skin concern, but also that will respect your skin.
I love that. So if anyone has not become a fan of SkinCeuticals and been curious about the products, they are now. Like, the amount of information that you've shared today has just been so invaluable, Selma, just generally speaking, and to really kind of understand what, how much actually goes into the thought process and the science and the testing and the third party write-ups about the product, which is also really important, folks. Like, a lot of the marketing out there, and I know this, I'm a marketer, I've been in the industry for the last 20 years, you guys know this, and listening to marketing messaging is really about selling a product. It's not about whether the product is the right product for you. It's not about whether the product is backed by, any kind of research or science. Here it is. And this is why I wanted to have this conversation with Selma, is to kind of really break this down about this product. I love SkinCeuticals, and I started using it recently, and I really wanted you guys to get the benefit of knowing why it's so important and why it's such a tremendous, groundbreaking product range. I want you to go follow also the socials. Salma, can you share with everyone where they need to go on socials, on Instagram, to just go hang out and see what it is that you guys do, new releases of products and all that kind of fun stuff?
Oh yes, please follow SkinCeuticals on Instagram on SkinCeuticals CA. So to make sure that you're following the Canadian SkinCeuticals account, but also follow SkinCeuticals on Facebook. And yes, follow us and follow all like the new launches, new products, but also new science that we have. And as you said, Raj, like marketing is a trend, but science is facts. So follow facts.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, Selma. What a wealth of information you've shared about hyaluronic acid, SkinCeuticals, and about skincare in general. Anyone out there, no matter, who you are or where you are in the world or what your kind of narrative is, skincare IQ is paramount. You already heard it right here, folks, that the largest organ in the human body is skin. So we got to take care of it. And to take care of it is having the knowledge to understand what your situation is, getting access to the right products, using them correctly. And that's the game here, guys. That's what we need to really understand. Thank you again, Selma. You are such a pleasure.
My pleasure, Raj. Thank you for having me. It was such a great moment sharing with you all the information and all the advices.
And it definitely was for me, and I know it was for our viewers and to our listeners as well. Folks, I don't know about you, but I'm leaving this conversation today so much more the wiser about something I feel many of us know very little about, or we think we know until we start having conversations with the experts out there. Considering that skin is, as we've mentioned, the largest organ in the body, this is really something that we have to take seriously. If you don't currently have a skincare routine or want one that's more effective, after listening to Selma today, I highly recommend you go and check out the SkinCeuticals range like I have already started to do myself. I want you to go check out my Instagram at Raj Girn, where I share my journey with the brand. Until next time, stay connected with us on social at ANOKHI Lifestyle. Subscribe to our weekly newsletter at anokhilife.com/newsletter. Email us your story and just, let us know what's going on in your life, because we exist because of your stories. Hit us up at editorial@anokhilife.com. And if you'd like to see how we can help you get awareness for your product or service, hit us up at advertising@anokhilife.com. And as always, remember to tune in every Tuesday at 6 p.m. West Coast, 9 p.m. East Coast, and on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. in the UK and at 6:30 p.m. in India. And I'll see you next time on the Anokhi Uncensored Show.